hey, how's it going? I'm good. Just hanging with these funky-looking crocodiles with lasers on their heads, which would actually all be pretty awesome if they weren't trying to kill me. Why can't the inventor get through his big bird brain that laser crocs are the worst thing to have in any evil scheme? Whatever. Time to do my hero thing. Get ready to lose, crazy lasery crocs. I got punch and heal. Did we get him? Man, now I feel kind of bad for the big ugly mugs. Maybe they're just sleeping? In pieces? Some animals do that, right? Well, anyway, thanks for the dance. You ever feel like being my sidekick again, just text me.
I've made my mind up. Today I'm not gonna mess up anything.
A good nanny is hard to find. Or in this case, it's hard for a good nanny to find me. I had 4 applicants for the job due here an hour ago, but none of them have shown up. Did I give them bad directions, or are they all just totally incapable? I'd write them all off, but I'm getting desperate. See if you can't find them and point them my way.
Could you help me out? I'm late to a job interview. Thank you. I'll head over straight away. I hope I'm not too late.
Okay. Mind lending me a hand here?
Didn't see that coming.
I'm late to meet Jessica? Guess I lost track of time.
I know. I'm late to meet Jessica. Just give me a sec to wrap things up here. And that takes care of that. Oh, nuts! The interview! Oh, gotta go!
I'll be right there. Just need to show these punks Exhibit F. I hope Jessica's got some good perks lined up for this job. I mean, she knows I'm a lawyer, right?
Finally, everyone's here. I was starting to think Danielle would have grown up before we got to hire a nanny. And now for the interviews. Would it be bad if I just used Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo to decide?
It sounded like such an easy job. Take a load of rookie SHIELD agents out on the mean streets of Manhattan and make sure they don't scrape their knees too bad. Except some of those jumped-up juniors thought they'd be heroes and ran off to chase bad guys without me. They better not be in too much trouble. My paycheck is riding on this. Time to go round them up.
I need the bathroom, but these goons keep getting in my way.
You know SHIELD is just a name, right? You don't have to just sit there and let people hit you.
Sokovia? Where's Sokovia?
Lady Shield Agent!
Oh man, what a time.
Uh-oh. Looks like Junior's in trouble. You guys are so green, people try to take Hulk selfies with you.
Oh, thanks. I thought I was a goner. Mr. Cage, I swallowed my comms device. Can I get a new one?
You shield boys sure know how to take a punch.
Move up, old man. Yikes, that was intense. I wonder if it's too late to go back to working in the gas station.
Thanks, but I had the situation completely under control.
Think that's everyone accounted for. Thanks for helping me out there. I guess chasing after these kids was good practice for when Danielle's a little older, huh? Here, take a cut of the pay for this job. Don't worry. I'll be charging S.H.I.E.L.D. extra for the trouble.
Okay, you got me. I'm not a full-time cab driver. And I can see that you aren't a full-time civilian. You can call me Spectre. Inspector. I'm just heading to meet an informant downtown. I probably don't need to tell you that downtown is traditionally a shady neighborhood. And this cat is a real shady customer. If you're interested, I wouldn't say no to an extra pair of eyes on my back. Walk with me, partner. My associate likes to keep a certain mystery about him. They say he pretty much runs this neighborhood, so keep your wits about you. Eyes up, partner. Things could get rough any second. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Hired goons, huh? And I thought my associate was a classy type. All right, now we're in business.
Some Iron Man fan fiction last night.
Looks like my informant's a careful guy. Or is he testing us? Mr. Tiddles? So you're my informant? Now I get what they meant by, you gotta meet this crazy cat downtown. Thanks, partner, I'll take it from here. Oh, and hey, take this. You've earned it.
I was archiving some old S.H.I.E.L.D. project reports and came across this one that used studs to find treasure. Not sure why it was discontinued. Something about the arrows not always pointing the right way? I don't think it'd be too hard to figure out the kinks. Want to give it a go? So if I fire this up, it should make stud arrows appear. According to the report, there are two types of arrow, silver and gold. One of them points the right way, the other one lies. Ooh, it's like a riddle. It says here if you follow the correct arrow, you should find another one in that direction. So I guess if you run a mile and don't see anything, it's the wrong one? Think I can see why they gave up on this. Whatever you do, don't collect all the studs, then forget which way the arrow was pointing. It says that in big red letters here. Next to that, it just says, no, no, no. Hey, I think you found the treasure. That wasn't too bad, was it? Shame nobody put the time into getting rid of those lying arrows, though. I guess by that point, they developed a more efficient and less expensive tracking device. Well, thanks for helping me try it out.
Canceled again.
Hey, do you know a good dark elf exterminator?
Billy here was getting all nostalgic for the good old days as Asgardian. He put on the costume for 2 minutes, and now we've got a whole load of them trying to get us.
I don't mean to brag, but they clearly thought I was Thor. What, with the physique and everything?
You wish. Come on, it looks like they found us.
Roxxon really needs to improve on its safety record.
Hey, you reckon there's a spell that'd make me as buff as Thor?
Is now really the time to be asking that? How about a spell that turns dark elves into kittens?
Why would you want to beat up kittens?
Never mind.
How many of these things are there?
Enough to make me think that when this is over, you should burn that Asgardian costume. I think that's the last of them.
Great. Now what kind of enemy do you think would show up if I tried on Patriot's costume?
A Hulkling kind of enemy.
Point taken.
I've just been assigned the exciting task of driving out to the desert to pick up some sort of otherworldly wrench, I think. I haven't finished reading the case file yet. Anyway, if you're free to tag along, I thought we could make a road trip out of it. What do you say? All right, Lola. Let's get you filled up. Better stop for some gas first. Lola's running a little low.
Hi! I hope you weren't trying to assault a police officer.
like trouble. These guys just keep coming. Guess you punks didn't bank on Shield being here, huh? How's Lola holding up back there? Oh, you. I think we're in the clear. You know, this seems to happen every time I stop for gas. I'm starting to think it'd be easier to just catch a flight. Sorry, I know you had your heart set on that road trip. Hopefully this will make up for the trouble. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna grab some donuts for the trip. This might take a while.
I have here a list of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s most wanted criminals. I've been asked to assemble an elite squad of agents to go after them. But since you're here, you could save me a lot of paperwork if you took care of them. Don't worry, I've got something to make it worth your while. What do you say? Be careful. Those aren't your run-of-the-mill bad guys you're after.
Curses!
Cut off one head, two shall take its place, and one is in my belly. Oh, blue screen crash.
You wish to challenge the Dynamo? Now I'm seeing crimson! No! What can you do? Oh, so that's what you can do.
Ah, I see you've made it back in one piece. Nice work. You've been a huge help.
You're just in time. My pals at the docks didn't take too kindly to me ruining their little business venture. So we were just about to settle our differences in the ring. Thing is, I get the distinct impression there's a lot more of them than there are of me. Which isn't normally a problem, but if you want a piece of the action, I'd say you are fairly justified. Shall we? Oh, did that look as bad as it sounded? Hey, did that guy just make a face at me? I could have sworn I heard a face. up over there. You seem to be able to hold your own. You used to box? Well, I hope these guys aren't expecting the judicial system to go easy on them, because at this point, that ship has sailed. Sorry, I've been determined to crack some kind of ship-related joke since I started this job. Thanks for the backup.
Hail Hydra! I mean, hey, hi there. Sorry, had something caught in my throat. But, since you mentioned Hydra, I just, heard a report that some of their agents have been sighted leaving the helicarrier with some Chitauri weapons previously seized by S.H.I.E.L.D. I think I was, in the bathroom at the time. They're probably still in the city. If you're quick, maybe you can still catch them? If any of those Hydra lowlifes mention anything about a double agent in S.H.I.E.L.D., just ignore them. Those guys are all nuts. Great work! You got all the weapons back. You know, for a minute I was worried that someone might have warned Hydra that you were coming, and that maybe you would have been ambushed and not made it back alive. But it seems like none of that happened, so I'll just take those off you and put them somewhere safe. Thanks again.
I was told this dancing game was unbeatable, but I have already mastered all the sequences. I even had time to set up my own. Think you're up for the challenge? You're gonna need a photographic memory to master this task. See if you can match this. I see you no stranger to your local arcade. Perhaps we should up the ante. Not quite. Watch carefully. Impressive. It appears that you too have a talent for mimicry. Your funky moves made light work of this task. Some might even say you mastered this task. As such, accept this reward from a fellow taskmaster.
Just when I'd found something to devote my existence to, other than devouring mortals, it was cruelly taken away from me. I refer, of course, to the restaurant in which I was the acting head chef. Gone in the blink of an eye. But fear not, for the great Fin Fang Foom will return to the culinary world with his latest venture. Fin Fang Foom's fantastically fresh and filling, fat-free Frogurt Factory! All I need are a few ingredients to get me started. And perhaps a catchier name. Hurry along now. The sooner I can open this, the sooner this good city can continue to enjoy my culinary wonders.
On the donuts.
Oh, you are...
Driving reckless.
Aliens are actually on the tracks.
What's a gal gotta do to get help to cross the street?
Marvelous! This is everything I need to make my very first fantastically fresh and filling fat-free Frogurt. And, as is the case with any successful business, once that first Frogurt is out of the way, the rest just falls into place. That and once my small business loan comes through.
She-Hulk smash!
Only kidding. This isn't one of those beat so many bad guys kind of quests. Instead, I could use some help tracking down the known criminal who walked free in my court case today. He's as guilty as I am green, but the evidence just isn't solid enough. Yet. I just know that if we can find his hideout, I'll have that conniving crook dead to rights. Shall we? I followed our felonious friend back here from the courtyard.
Captain America needs my...
Looks like there'll be some She-Hulk smash after all!
What do you want to bet these thugs are part of my friend's gang?
I think we're getting warmer.
She-Hulk smash!
Hey, that's fun. I can see why Bruce does
stopping by unannounced.
Bingo! This is the place, all right. And once the police get an anonymous tip to swing on by and feast their eyes on all the evidence, my friend here will be relocated to a new hideout. One with barred windows. Thanks for the help. I owe you one.
Following popular demand from at least 4 other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, I've decided to put together a Lola calendar. Every month, a more glamorous shot than the last. Or at least, once I get that final shot. I heard Hulk selfies were fast becoming a trend. So what better way to finish off my calendar than a snap of my favorite lady with my favorite big green thing? But first, I have to find the perfect location. Lola, let's ride.
Back in my day.
How about here? Nah, you're right. I think we can do better. Here? No? Okay, you're the boss. All right, how about here? Yep, I think we got a winner. Line up that Hulk and take the shot. Excellent. Yep, that one's going on the cover. You know, I think this calendar might be even better than the one Agent Hill did. Of her favorite pizza joints, if I remember correctly. Thanks a lot.
This rescue mission could have been so much easier if I could just carry everybody to safety. But I went and busted up my arm during training, so that's off the table. I thought if I created some cloud platforms, the civilians could jump over here and climb down, but for some crazy reason, they're too scared. I've been trying the whole pep talk approach for hours. I think it's time someone a little more persuasive stepped in. From what I've heard, even your worst fears can be overcome if someone mind controls you. Sounds like just what we need. But
All right, let's do this thing. Hey, have cars always been that small?
nice, that's one down.
Gee whiz, I can't wait to step on those clouds. They look so safe and fun.
Okay, that's two. Didn't I tell you? Clouds are like the new floor. Great going. You really helped me out there. And seriously, if you could spread the word about how nice and reliable cloud platforms are, I'd appreciate it. Maybe then, the next time this happens, people will just bounce their way across on their own, and we can all go home a lot quicker.
Is all of the money this...
I gotta get across town in a hurry, but I don't have a great track record with cab drivers, so none of them will pick me up. You've got a vehicle, right? Can you give me a ride?
Back at him!
Don't make me write you a ticket.
That's it.
Reporting this...
Feel like getting your hands dirty? We're getting reports of some trash in your area that needs to be taken out. As in, you know, criminals.
Oh, you are so getting lost.
Oops, the price of real estate is sky high. Superheroes keep buying it all up.
The captain's...
We made it. Thanks a lot. I'm meeting my eyebrow stylist here, and he's crazy when it comes to being punctual. And
Black Panther stopped by and asked me to look after Mr. Tittles while he was out on a mission. It's not like I didn't have a lot to do already, but how could I say no to that furry little face? Or faces, as is now the case. He somehow managed to get into a cloning device we were developing and replicate himself. As adorable as an army of Mr. Tittles sounds, it could be dangerous to have them running loose before we can perform some tests. Please help me find them.
Hey, get off of me! Help! Help!
Mr. Tittles! But which one is the original? It appears all the clones are identical in every way. No signs of deterioration caused by the cloning process. Same noble portrait, same glossy coats, so it shouldn't matter which one goes back to Black Panther. As for the others, well, it appears I've gained myself a few pets.
You may not know this, but the great Sorcerer Supreme was once a mere neurosurgeon, until an accident robbed me of the full use of my hands, and I was reduced to performing back-alley operations to get by. However, the brain is not something you want to be tinkering with without a steady hand, and some of my patients from that time were left slightly mentally defragmented. The Sorcerer Supreme has the ability to heal them. I just need a little help finding them. The patients I mentioned all have a fairly obvious tell. Quite simply, they all think they're farm animals. Keep your ears open, and I'm sure you'll be able to track them down.
Oh! Eagle!
Oink! 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 Moo! Moo?
Yes, this is all of them. I must thank you. Finally, I can right this wrong committed in my darkest hour. Or at the very least, dress them up and open up some kind of petting zoo. I'd rather think there could be some serious money in it. What do you think? Don't worry, I wouldn't dream of leaving you out of the profits. I jest, of course. About the petting zoo, I mean. Yes, even I am not that strange.
You recognize that.
Oh, hello. You know, I used to come here all the time when I lived in New York. There was a charming... I've heard this cafe owner is selling something called a Captain America cappuccino. I don't think it's likely that Steve somehow survived and became a barista, but I have to be sure. Unfortunately, getting inside the cafe won't be quite as simple as one might imagine. Nicely done. However, it would appear that Steve isn't in sight after all, as if Captain America would be in need of a hot drink right now. In any case, thank you for... hang on, 10 cents for a cup of coffee? Can you believe it?
Well, I guess it's time to move on and go back to life before aliens flew in and trashed half of Manhattan. And for me in the cafe, that means getting some customers back in. A bunch of our regulars were happily sipping their mochachinos when it all went down, and I haven't seen them since. You don't think anything happened to them, do you? I'm hoping they're all just still hiding.
You for a macchiato.
Oh, thank Thor!
Is it safe to come out? So, it's safe now? Oh, great.
Red and weak. Need cough. Oh, my hero! Out of the way!
You came to rescue me! Awesome!
Probably one of our regulars. I'm so glad everyone got back safe. Thank you so much. And on a side note, totally a byproduct of this whole thing, you understand. My tips should start rolling back in. Here, I think you definitely deserve a cut.
Can I help you?
I've heard that the dragon Xiao Lao has been seen lurking around this area. I kinda hoped after defeating him a while back he'd, you know, stay defeated for a little longer. But it looks like he's decided to be reborn again for, what is it, the 67th time? Either way, we've gotta stop him. The last thing this city needs is another rampaging lizard thing stomping about the place. You might not recognize a dragon when you see one, but don't worry. I'm a bit of an expert. Don't know if I mentioned it, but I defeated Xiao Lao before. Got a cool scar on my chest and everything. Look, over there! It's Xiao Lao! Get him! Oh, wait. Wrong dragon. Sorry, folks. There he is. Now we've got you, Xiao Lao. Ah, not again. Okay, this time it's definitely Xiao Lao. It's all in the scales. What? Another costume? Is there some sort of festival going on? Huh? Well, looks like Xiao Lao isn't here. Just a bunch of really convincing costumes. I guess there's no threat here after all. Or is that just what he wants us to think? Yeah, now I get it. Think you can lull me into a false sense of security, do you, Xiao Lao? Well, no dice! The Iron Fist will remain clenched and waiting until you show your true face. Which could take a while, so you can probably get going. Thanks for the help.
How much time do you think they spend working out?
A fight broke out while I was doing security in the courthouse the other day. And, well, let's just say I lost my cool a little bit. Yeah, things have settled down now, but some of the jury ran away with the big green guys showed up. I don't suppose you could take a look around for them, could you?
I don't want to be can't we just say the guy was guilty and I'll go home? Fine, I'll go back.
No wonder people hate jury duty. Did someone take care of that big green loony?
Talk about a courtroom drama. Things got a bit... Is it safe to go back?
If you could find those jurors for me. Oh, great! You found them all. Now we could get the court back in session. Hopefully without any objections.
Steve Rogers, guy. It's an awful lot like the skinny kid I used to know.
Wrong. You know, doing what you think is right doesn't mean you only ever fight the bad guys.
Ow! Can we talk about
I've got to get back to the Griffith without being spotted by any more SSR agents. I knew I should have brought my blonde wig with me. Wait, you look like a completely trustworthy person. Fancy a pleasant stroll through the city?
I got a cousin out in Tennessee who swears blind. She saw it on the
Maybe if I look up at the sky. I suppose this means it's time to go to work.
Who would in a fight between a Quinjet and a Atari Arrow? What do you mean it's
Crikey O'Reilly? Now what? I'm Peggy Carter, and I'm not here to take lunch orders.
Oh, why didn't I take a cab?
I'm beginning to think this day will never end. Thanks for the hand. You're certainly more capable than that outfit you're wearing would seem to suggest. Sorry, that was rather mean. I'm having kind of a bad day. I should be able to make it the rest of the way, but thanks again. Disguise can often be an agent's greatest weapon. Working for the SSR, I often felt invisible to my co-workers, but on missions, the skill of not being seen usually proved to be very useful. Wait, who are you? Are you supposed to be my backup? You'll stand out like a sore thumb dressed like that. Help me follow this suspicious-looking character. Careful now.
The big city may be mighty pretty, but they ain't got what we got.
Well done, you. I dare say you'd make a fine agent. You know, sometimes the most dangerous work can essentially be summed up as a highly sophisticated game of peekaboo. I'll take these findings back to the SSR, but thanks again. Oh, hello again. You know, this Daisy Clover milk farm and I have a long history. You wouldn't think that a seemingly innocent-looking place like this could hold such a terrible secret. I previously infiltrated this organization by wearing a clever disguise. However, they won't be likely to fall for the same trick twice, so perhaps a rather more stealthy approach will be required.
The bank's just been hit. Keep your eyes open for a truck fleeing the scene at high speed.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have expected to find that. I suppose everything turned out all right in the end. I mean, yes, we did cause a small amount of property damage, but there's no use crying over spilled... What's that expression again? Getting around a big city like this can be a little stressful at times. Especially these days, with giant green monsters rampaging down the streets in what is essentially their underwear. But
It's a rental! Don't make me write you a ticket. Oh my stars and garters!
This place is just like London.
Man!
I knew I recognized that so-called Mandarin. By the way, his king
thank you for your assistance. Your driving skills leave a lot to be desired, but you got me here, so that's a start. Anyway, mustache. I've got top secret, telephones to attend to. Cheerio!
Yeah, I guess I could just order online. I must have a serious case of moth in my wardrobe. Why else will all my shirts be in pieces? I really need new clothes, but my boss will let me leave my post long enough to go to the store. Would you mind picking up some shirts for me? Preferably a whole bunch to keep me going for a while. By the way, if you see a green mannequin in one of those clothes shops, just tell her... never mind. Plain old... Hey, you got my shirts. You've done me a real favor here. I was worried I was going to have to come to work tomorrow, wearing that incredible Hulk costume I got for Halloween. Careful around that leg. They say someone got attacked by a bear in there the other day. Can you believe it? I mean, who ever heard of a bear in Central Park? If I ever do see one, though, I got a big green friend I'd like for him to meet. What the? You see that? Don't panic. Unless you want to self-defense against bears. Make yourself big. Don't just stand there. Somebody, heck, where's the Hulk when you need him? He could have had this bear licked in no time. Oh, that looks painful. That was really something. Might even say it was incredible. Hulk.
When Howard Stark's inventions were stolen, Mr. Jarvis and I had to retrace the culprit's escape route through the sewers. It wasn't exactly pleasant, so you can imagine my reluctance to go back a second time. Mr. Jarvis! Now, where's he gone to? Honestly, of all the places to lose your car keys... Wait. Perhaps there's there's a way I can retrieve them without having to go back into those wretched sewers. You there? Fancy a spot of fishing? There they are. Wait until I tell that Mr. Jarvis. You'd think someone with access to Howard Stark's money would just buy another car. Oh well, thank you for your help. You've saved me a bath, and several bars of diamond toilet soap. I probably shouldn't say too much, but I came here once, years ago. I was investigating something for a friend of mine, and the trail led me here. Looking for clues in this refinery shouldn't be too much of a problem. I mean, as long as there isn't a team of heavily armed security guards inside. Why do I get the feeling I'm going to regret saying that out loud? I suppose this means it's time to go to work. Sorry to do this, but I'm afraid you've managed to get on my bad side. Why can't some people learn to play nice? Good work. I'm free to search for clues now, so you'd better get out while you've got the chance. Oh, don't worry about me. It's hardly likely that things might spiral out of control and result in the destruction of the entire facility. Oh, why do I have to keep setting myself up like that? My friend Angie was finding life as an aspiring actress rather difficult. So when she told me she was auditioning for a role in a small play, I felt I should be there for her. Glad I managed to avoid having to take lunch orders for once. Now I can use my break to go and meet Angie at... Wait, is that the time? Already? You wouldn't be able to give me a lift by any chance, would you?
Oh, man!
Okay, but I'm warning you. They drive on the wrong side of the road here.
Glad I managed to avoid having to take lunch orders for once. Now I can use my break to go and meet Angie at... Wait, is that the time? Already? You wouldn't be able to give me a lift by any chance, would you?
Hi, I hope you weren't trying to put those police officers.
The captain got told off by the captain.
Back in my day.
This should be far enough. If Angie sees me being driven by someone dressed in your attire, she'll ask a lot of questions. Actually, perhaps you and I belong on stage. What with you in that outfit and my ventriloquism act. Actually, forget I said that. I never enjoyed those old Captain America radio shows. I mean, really, who writes such rubbish? But when I hear them now, they seem to make me feel strangely nostalgic. There is, however, one particular character I'm not such a great fan of. Nurse Betty Carver. Can you believe that? They've changed my name and put me in nestle to the actual Captain America. Someone really... I can't do it. I really don't like the program, but I suppose if it cheers other people up and they enjoy it, then who am I to judge? I just hope that someday the real story of Captain Steve Rogers can be told, preferably without a damsel in distress. Ready for another adventure? All right, but you must focus. Please, focus. Oh, sorry. I forgot. I'm not a big fan of that particular phrase for some reason.
One of these days, I'll be the one smashing things up, and someone else will have the clean.
Why are all these people fighting each other? Best guess, Dr. Fenhoff and Dottie Underwood discarded some midnight oil in this area. We need to find a way to calm everyone down before it's too late. Hurry! It would appear that dancing isn't this group's greatest skill. Thank you for all your help, and always remember to know your value. Anyone else's opinion doesn't really matter. Take care.
I made my mind up. Today I'm not gonna mess up anything.
While we're all delighted that Dr. Cho's cradle technology succeeded in creating an entire being, its structure was a little compromised during the process, and it requires some maintenance. I propose that we cause a disjunction between the push connectors and the dynamic core. This should culminate in the extracellular architecture suspension I'm sorry, basically what I mean is we need to turn it off and on again. Even with such cutting-edge technology as this, you can't beat the classic reboot technique. Oh, sorry. sorry. I forgot that Dr. Cho encrypted the startup sequence. She never got around to showing me how to bypass it. But never mind. I'm sure you'll have it cracked in no time.
And now a moment's silence for Agent Cronshaw, lost in an unspecified incident involving broken rules, alternate dimensions, and an unnamed god of thunder. Moment over. Back to work.
It seems to have worked! The cradle is back online! Now, for future tests, I believe we just need to revise both the mechanical integration and the synthetic pull in order to... Sorry, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Thank you. I'll be sure to credit you in my notes.
The Avengers, huh? Gotta admire them for all the world saving they do. But I wish they'd have a little more consideration for the little people. Take Tony Stark, for instance. Last time he was here, he was snacking on blueberries. Ended up dropping more on the floor and into our machinery than in his mouth. And who has to clean up after him? Yours truly. And you, I guess. I mean, you can't possibly listen to me complain for that long and not want to help, right?
For your continued work.
Start charging. Don't let the director know I... Should have mentioned, but don't eat any of the blueberries you find. Might sound dumb, but I have to itemize them all before I can complete this mission. Plus, it's a bit gross. Let's see. If we take the average amount of blueberries in the bag, subtract the amount seen being consumed by Stark and other Avengers on the security cameras, then... Great! This should be all of the rogue berries accounted for. Here, take this for a job well done.
I wonder if a few basic adjustments... Every time I see the Avengers, I wonder, could I be a superhero? It seems as though many do start their heroic careers as scientists. Maybe all I need is the right scientific disaster? Well, let's not jump the gun. To start with, I'm not even sure what kind of weapon I would use. Though I imagine there'd be plenty lying around here. Could you perhaps fetch me some so I can perform some tests?
Access granted.
That's quite a selection. I hope S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't mind me borrowing them. You may want to be somewhere else for the next stage of the experiment. As I said, I'm a bit new to these things, and I wouldn't want to have to regrow one of your appendages if something goes wrong. Thanks for your assistance.